Good afternoon everybody, this is my 1976 FJ40. It was originally my grandfather's car, and over the last 5 years I have been restoring it. Starting with a complete new floor and many rust panels replaced, a complete motor rebuild and driveline rebuild, sandblasted and painted chassis, and pretty soon we will hopefully see it out on the trails. Interior, I've just done all the sound bender from an Australian company called Car Builders. It is originally a 4-speed manual, which is quite rare for the 76 models because they usually came out with a 3-speed. Yeah, other than that, there's not really much to talk about. Over the next few weeks, we'll hopefully get an interior. So we've just done all of the windows and window seals thanks to Ben Keane on Facebook. You can get in touch with him. And thanks to my cameraman for the several hours of labour putting these windows in. This is the engine. It is a 4.2 litre 2F, straight 6. Has been completely rebuilt from sump up. And I will gladly thank my dear sister for her continued hours of support and help with the build. So in closing remarks, this has been about 5.5 years worth of intense work from me and several of my siblings and closest friends. It is nearing the end of the build and I hope to have it out on the tracks before the end of the year. Thank you ladies and gentlemen, and good night. Good afternoon everybody, this is my 1999 TF Rodeo. It is a 2.8 turbo diesel. It's done 530,000 Ks and this is the vehicle you see me driving mostly on the channel. In case you guys hadn't noticed lately, it's been getting a little bit loud on the channel while I've been driving it. We've narrowed that down to the turbo flange gasket. So that's what we're going to be replacing today. Folks, so we've got our turbo off and we've realised we've snapped a couple of studs. It's not hard to replace studs, but it's easier for me to just put a new manifold on that I've got sitting right there, so we'll just do that. Alright, so we've got the manifold off, we've got our new gaskets here ready to put it all back together. It's getting a bit late on us, so we'll probably pick this up again in the morning. G'day ladies and gentlemen, so the next day here now. We've got the manifold back on with the new gasket, and now we're ready to put the turbo back on. Alright everybody, we've got the turbo back on now. Quick bit of advice for anybody doing this job. It is a lot easier to start threading the bolts that go into the turbo drain while the turbo is out here. Don't do them tight though, or you'll never get them back on the studs. So you want to thread them in 2 or 3 turns, lift the turbo, put it onto the studs, and then tighten them up. Then you can go ahead and tighten down the turbo. So next on the list is to put the water drain and feed in, the oil feed in, put the dump pipe back in, and then we can put the rest of the intake back together. Alright folks, we've got the oil feed and return done, we've got the water feed and return done, dump pipes back on. Next is to put the pressure side of the intake back on, then we can put the filter pipes and front part of the turbo back on. This vehicle will be getting a intercooler fairly soon, but for now this does the job. Alright everyone, we've just put the turbo back together. Now I recommend once you put a turbo on that you prime it a bit. So you want to take out the engine number 1 fuse and that way it will not start. And then you're going to crank it for a few seconds. That'll do, that's plenty. Then you're going to put the fuse back in and try and start it. Now that you've primed your turbo, you should be well and truly right to start it, so wait for your glow plugs to heat up. It generally takes a minute in this car. There you go, now we can start it. let it run for a minute just to wean everything back in, and then once it's got up to temperature, you should be ready to give it a bit of a rest. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was a turbo reinstall. Hope you enjoyed that. So now we're going to talk about some future mods. The biggest thing that I find that holds this back is its height. So in the probably a little bit distant future, it will be getting a 2-inch suspension lift and a 2-inch body lift. Should get it nice and high off the ground, give it more clearance to get over stuff. Another good modification that I'm doing in the future is this little guy, catch can. Because it is a diesel and they do breathe oil a little bit. So this is just going to catch that, stop it from getting in the intake. It does need a few more lights on it, so I'm thinking a couple of light bars. It definitely needs a winch, so that will be coming fairly soon, hopefully, before our next big trip. Other than that, it's a pretty dynamite rig. Can't really stop it, can't fault it at all, so I'm happy with that. So, as far as future trips go, I do know that fairly soon we'll be doing another bike video out at Grimwade again, which should be good. And there is some talks in the very distant future of doing Adelaide Road in Busselton. That will be a cracker of a trip, but I definitely want to have those modifications done before that happens, because from what I know, I will definitely need them. Other than that, just some general maintenance that needs doing. Then we have my other vehicle sitting there that is slowly getting done. That's probably going to be end of the year, maybe early next year, that should be hitting the tracks. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Good night, everybody.